which stretches for 10 kilometers along the Red Sea coast. If you want to fly in for a visit, there are 14 hotels to choose from, ranging from intimate guest houses to 5-star beachfront resorts and all the shops, restaurants, and leisure activities you can imagine, including a top-rated dive operation. But for now, we're keen to get out on the water to do some sailing. Bill and Jean, along with a few other sailors spending the winter here, have organized a cruise to the nearby Out Islands to anchor and do some snorkeling and scuba diving for the next few days. Joining us is longtime friend Tony aboard the motor yacht Lady Coppelia, British friends Chris and Elaine on yacht Ginny, new friends Patricia and Jean-Claude on the French yacht Tololea, as well as the Veriale family aboard the catamaran Aituska.
Cruising in the Red Sea is a little bit different than cruising in the Mediterranean. In the Red Sea, if you get in trouble, if you run aground on a reef or you have any engine trouble or something on your boat breaks or someone gets sick, there are no rescue services in the Red Sea of Egypt. You really have to rely on your own resources and the resources of the people you're cruising with. We did have an experience here this winter with some piracy, and there is no help available. So cruising with another boat, at least one more boat, to us is necessary for safety.
And the more the merrier. It's a nice day for a sail, and Chris, who's made over 70 dives this winter, promises good snorkeling and says we might see dolphins at the reefs he's taking us to.
And if you look ahead, where you can just see a light coloured water patch, some water, light coloured, and we're aiming just to go to the right of that, almost dead ahead to the...
So this reef is just out in the middle of nowhere, there's no land right here, just a reef? Right?
No, it's just a reef, it's just a coral reef in the middle of nowhere. This is why they claim so many boats, because there's no obvious sign of them if you don't keep an eye out. You need to be able to see the reefs. You can't navigate in or out of them without actually seeing the actual reef itself.
We okay today?
Yes, well, we've been here many times before and we know the reef and the GPS position we know is accurate.
As we approach the reef, the sailboats furl their sails and turn on their engines for maximum maneuverability between the coral heads. It's a narrow entrance, so we stay close together and enter one at a time.
So when we know who we're going alongside, Jean, you can just put it on the appropriate side.
We're going to try and probably get 4 boats onto one mooring.
Our plan is to pick up one of the moorings placed on the reefs to protect them from damage of anchors. Then we will all tie up to the boat with the mooring. This procedure is called rafting and can be tricky out in the open sea, especially if there are any waves or swell to jostle the boats together. We attach the mooring line to the biggest boat, in this case Lady Coppelia, and then carefully bring the boats up one at a time, protected by at least 4 or 5 fenders between each pair of boats. Although the reef keeps most of the waves out, there is the possibility of occasional big wakes from ships passing on their way north to the Suez Canal. We deliberately leave the lines a little